What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to Strangers Minds. I'm Fernando, and this is Strangers' reaction to Paranormal Call on Tape. We're going to continue on with SirSpooks from top, 100 scariest videos of 2023. We are on number 40, so we're going to go ahead and go down to number 30. And, well, so far it's been pretty interesting. If you guys haven't caught the last couple of episodes, I literally started off from 100, so we're here today. So let's get into this.
The bathroom is designed as a haven for personal care, fostering a sense of safety and comfort. Its enclosed space offers a retreat from the outside world, allowing for relaxation and rejuvenation. The bathroom's functional layout, slip-resistant surfaces, and safety features like grab bars aim to prevent accidents, ensuring a secure environment. However, as you're about to see, not every bathroom is as peaceful and relaxing as what we would collectively like to think, as this TikTok user named Lean Rito found out the hard way. It's clear that the uploader was just trying to go to the bathroom when out of nowhere, he then got joined by a vicious, unseen presence. Take a look.
Hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to get everything all together, but damn, like they showed this beautiful hotel, 5-star, and then the video was actually from what seems like somebody's bedroom. I mean, oh boy.
Otra vez el demonio que me está molestando.
I gotta say, and I'm pretty sure I said this before, but I actually enjoy international paranormal content just because there's a different feel to it. I'm not sure if you guys understand what I'm trying to say, but it feels more dare I say extreme. Maybe the entities overseas are just a little bit more powerful, stronger due to the surroundings, due to their environment. I'm not sure, but there's something about these international videos that really catch my attention.
De vuelta. Aquí está. ¿Quién sos? Padre nuestro que estás en los cielos, santificado sea tu nombre. No sos bienvenido, andate. Andate. Me tenés cansado, mostrate.
Hell no. Oh,
no te voy a tener miedo.
That's a bathroom.
¿Quién sos? ¿Quién sos?
Hold on. Okay. He walked into the bathroom, stepped into the bathtub. Okay. Yo, this is a crazy layout. Is the sink in the in the stand-up shower? Is the sink in the stand-up shower, or did he? Let's continue.
Throughout the duration of the video, we watch as the door handle to the bathroom wiggles around intensely, causing the man to fear for his own life. Thankfully, no harm was done to the man, and he was presumably fine after he stopped filming, but there's no telling just how much emotional damage was done to him when this incident occurred. Think about this video next time you go to the bathroom. Think about how much it was presumably fine after.
Let's break it down. Shout out to my buddy Static Voices on TikTok. Obviously, all of this could have been orchestrated with great acting. I have to say the guy did genuinely sound like if he was panicking, but
after he stopped filming, but there's
okay, I want to go back when he first opens the bathroom. Obviously, you know, he's been panning the camera towards, you know, just towards the wall, stuff like this, which, you know, I'm not gonna right away say that this video is fake, but him panning the video towards one side, you know, it's completely giving, if it's orchestrated, the person to come out of the bathroom and just, you know, just disappear. But I did catch something, what seems like a dress in the bathroom. Did you guys catch it?
Me tenés cansado, mostrate.
Let's see if I can pause it. Yeah. What do you guys see this? Right over here. You know, it almost looks I can't really tell due to how it paused, but we only get like half a second to see this, because as soon as he closes the door and then opens it again, the curtain is actually more closed. You see, he panned away.
No te voy a tener miedo.
It almost looks like he actually gave way for whoever that was inside the bathroom to come out, because it looked like he even got on top of the bed. Okay. So he opens it again. The curtain is more closed, and that whatever it was, that dress looking thing is not there anymore. Which, by the way, I'm kind of surprised SirSpooks didn't say anything. You know, me as a paranormal investigator, just in case you guys, I am a paranormal investigator. I do have over 20 years of experience in the field. I do have a keen eye and hearing, you know, as with the tedious task of going over hours and hours of video, voice recordings, you know, pictures, you know, just trying to see if we catch anything. So I have developed a certain skill to hear and see certain things that, you know, not a lot of people would catch. I guess you could say that that kind of raises the bar for me, because I love going and seeing, you know, especially compilation videos. I love enjoying seeing ghost investigators, paranormal investigators out there in the field, because I honestly think that we all could learn from one another with different techniques. And, you know, it's like this stuff is just my passion, and I take it very serious. So one of the reasons why I started this, you know, reaction is not just to enjoy cool videos, but I do see a lot of people reacting to Paranormal Caught on Tape or whatever, and they're just, you know, in my sense, not everybody is built the same, but, you know, for me, it's like a bit of an overreaction, possibly to get them clicks, clickbaiting, so on and so forth. You know, I have seen, witnessed a lot in my life, not just in the paranormal field. So it's going to take a lot of whatever to scare me. So, but yeah, SirSpooks kind of missed the dress, and all of this could have been orchestrated, obviously. Great acting.
throughout the duration of the video, telling just think about this video next time you go to the bathroom.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, this next video from TikTok user DaddyGeo6969 doesn't really have any sort of context provided with it, so it's difficult to grasp exactly what the lead up to the video is. What we do know though is that the TikTok user went out to an abandoned farmhouse and was presumably trying to document his experiences inside, but something managed to scare him off before he even set foot near the property. In the video, we see him zooming in on something inside the farmhouse, something that startles him rather quickly. Take a look.
Yo, what the f*** is that? What the f*** is that? What the fuck is that?
In the window in the distance, we can see what appears to be some sort of massive shadow figure moving around in the farmhouse, much to the shock and awe of the uploader, who can only stand in place and talk out loud in fear. Thankfully, it seems as though this was enough to cause him to leave the area as soon as possible, because who knows what kind of horrors awaited him inside. Jim Hammer posted the...
Sorry. I'm gonna have to call Cap on that one. I'm not sure if the guy recording is involved, but that right there looks like what you would see in a Bigfoot video. Somebody trying to portray themselves to be Bigfoot. Oh my God, I caught them on camera. That is exactly how it seems like. First of all, you know, I have come across plenty of shadow figures myself. They don't really move around like that. They really don't. And the fact that this guy is literally walking around like that is the wrong genre, my guy. That is the wrong genre. I think you meant to upload this in a Bigfoot video, in a Bigfoot scenario. But yeah. You know, I'm not saying that I have come across every type of every spirit and entity within the paranormal realm. But with 20 years of my personal experience, and then, you know, just seeing everybody else's, because I do follow a bunch of other people. Yeah, no, that's the first I see movement like this. And I have to say, the closest thing to this, and I'm just gathering within my head, would be, hopefully I don't get, I don't know, I'm not gonna say nothing bad, would be this one episode on Ghost Adventures when they went to a brewery and they were in the basement. Damn, was it in Massachusetts? Oh man, I cannot recall. I cannot recall what season, what episode. This is just off the top of my head. And they caught a shadow figure behind a what seemed like a little wall or a pool table or something like this, and it kind of just bopped and moved around, you know, and left right away. That would be the closest to this, but not nearly the same. Like this is completely cap to me.
The following video to his Facebook profile, hoping that some of his friends would be able to help him explain what exactly it was he heard one day while out in the forest. In the video, Jim is walking around a patio, simply trying to make the most out of a nice autumn day when suddenly he hears some strange noises that chill his blood. Have a listen. The noises seem to occur every few seconds but can be heard remarkably loud. A lot of commenters don't seem too convinced that this was some sort of strange animal, but rather Bigfoot. Of course, it's impossible to know if it's Bigfoot for sure because we don't ever see anything in the video, we only hear things. But it's definitely a creepy thought that shouldn't be ruled out.
That sound right there, it gives me just the alarm sounds that I hear. You know, I live in New York. The alarm sounds that will go off, you know, as a warning or like, you know, just I guess like practice or whatever. But that sounds like that, almost like a fire alarm in a way or something like this. every time I come across a Bigfoot video, I have to throw, give a shout out to my guys out in West Australia, the Shadow File podcast, because I'm also involved with them, and we do and we have interviewed a gentleman by Ray Doherty, who is a Yowie expert. Yowie is Australian for Bigfoot, which is American, and yeah, he talks about sounds. He talks about his experiences and everything. Make sure you guys go check that out, the Shadow Files podcast. And he did mention something on the lines of how they would try to communicate as far as warning their fellow Bigfoots around the way, or that is the way of communication. Almost I guess from what I gathered, that would be their cell phone to communication. So yeah. First of all, I love nature. I love the outdoors. Being out in the wilderness. It's just so calming, so peaceful. But I've seen way too many movies. I would go during the day and I would be like, all right, it's bedtime, 5 o'clock. So yeah, I don't know about staying over. I don't know about spending the night.
This next piece of footage is another one that comes to us from the aforementioned High Strangeness subreddit, and is a doorbell camera video. This video doesn't show anybody walking up to the door and acting bizarrely, but instead something happening up in the sky. Take a look.
Please show the whole video. That's really bright, and it seems like it's really low. I am a firm believer of UFO extraterrestrials. I am not close-minded enough to think that we are the only species alive in this universe. But this is very interesting. If this video hasn't been tampered with by any means, and this is a legit video, I think they caught something here.
The video, which was filmed somewhere in England, shows what appears to be some sort of triangle-shaped UFO flying around the area in the middle of the night, before the video cuts off shortly after. Thankfully though, the video is long enough for us to get a decently good look at this creepy UFO, or whatever the heck it is. For those of you who don't believe in alien life, what do you think this strange light formation is?
If off the top of our heads, guys, right? Let's think of a possible anything that could cause that. It's safe to say it's not a drone, because even though it was very bright, it did seem like it was in a way very high up there, just due to the fact that it seemed like a cloudy night, and maybe military drone could go all the way up there and fly a certain way. I honestly wouldn't. I honestly wouldn't have the knowledge to determine that. But definitely, the way it was going across, we could, eliminate anything as far as balloons or something just flowing with the wind. I don't know. You see, like, things like this is what makes me question, like, what do we as a human society have tech that's been invented tech wise that it's an aircraft. Because nothing to me says that it's a toy or an item flying across that screen. Something to me tells me that that is an aircraft, whether or not it's ours or outer.
Imagine you're outside and you're walking up to your house, about to go inside and relax for the remainder of the day. It's something all of us do on a daily basis with no fear involved. Sadly though, this woman is never going to do this routine the same way ever again after what happened to her in this video. In the footage, we see her walking up to her front door, about to go inside with her baby. The woman successfully enters her home, but just a few moments later, this absolute creep walks right up to her front door and does this.
He's pulling down his mask. The baby's looking at him. Close that door, close that door.
Thankfully, the homeowner locked the door after she had entered her home, or else who knows what kind of awful things could have happened to the woman and her baby. This video will truly make you wonder just how safe you are out there in the world. It proves to us all that we are never 100% safe, even on our own front doorstep.
That's for sure, you guys. Obviously not every video of this is going to be paranormal. It is just top scariest videos of 2023. That is by far a very scary situation. I mean, just try and be safe, be vigilant, be aware of your surroundings. I mean, I live in New York, so I am always on guard, and it is tiring. It is tiring. I can't wait to leave freaking New York already and just go down more, towards peaceful areas, even though there's crime all over the place. But, lately here in New York, things are just getting absolutely ridiculous, and it's tiring to be on guard 24/7. So just be aware, make sure your doors are always closed. Do not answer, teach your kids safety, stranger danger and all this and that, you guys.
We all know that kids can be absolutely adorable, especially our own, but sometimes they can be downright terrifying without having any intention of it, such as the case here. In this first video in a series of TikTok videos, this young kid seems to be having fun playing around in his room. The dad who uploaded the video to his account says that he heard the youngster whispering 5 minutes prior to this. The dad then asks the boy what he's doing, and it turns out he's drawing a picture on a chalkboard. But it's not just any ordinary picture. In fact, it's quite bone-chilling to say the least. Take a look.
Elliot, what are you doing?
I'm drawing a picture.
Oh, that's cool. What's that? What's that in the corner?
The man hanging.
Oh, why have you drawn that?
Because the man is hanging there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What does he do?
He annoys me at the night.
Why?
Because he does this.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I'm not allowed to tell anybody.
Okay.
When the dad asks why he drew that, the kid alludes to the fact that there is a hanging ghost somewhere in his room. In the second video, the kid once again talks about the fact that there is a hanging ghost in his room, much to the bewilderment and horror of his father, who has no idea what is going on.
Stop it.
Elliot? What are you doing?
I see them hanging.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right.
He's crying and I keep saying stop it.
Is he crying?
Yeah.
Does he cry quite a lot?
Yeah, because he's got hay fever up there and he's up there
Okay.
in the corner.
Okay, thank you.
But he annoys me at the night because he keeps saying he always bangs and he just...
Okay, thank you.
In the third video, the dad explains that he put a camera in the new bedroom. He says he put his son to bed, and then not long later, this happens.
Ooh. You know, I've always had an issue with entities. I believe this one. I believe this one is legit. One of the reasons why I believe, and it's something that I've always said previously, is that, you know, unless you're a real freaking, you know, off, you know, leave the kids alone. You know, if you want to create a video to get clicks, you know, don't include your children. But when there are kids involved, you know, they are so innocent. They haven't been, you know, filled with, you know, stupidity, and, you know, and kids like this, like, you know, they don't really lie. I mean, they'll fib not to get in trouble, but they won't come up with a crazy scenario. You know, I don't believe this. You know, I could be wrong. I could possibly be naive, but there's something about this video that is really, you know, authentic to me. I don't believe that this is orchestrated at all. It's just genuinely a father, you know, being, you know, listening to his son, hearing what he has to say, especially when, you know, from a father's instinct or even a mother's instinct, you know, we are, you know, trying to just keep our kids safe. And if we notice something off, it doesn't even matter, you know, how little it is, we're going to question, we're going to find out what it is. All we want for our kids is safety. I believe this video is authentic. So during this clip, I know you guys heard it, you hear a growl, and before the kid got up to leave, I believe he was actually pulled before scooting over to leave.
Stop it. He's scaring me.
So, what do you think is going on here? Does this kid simply have a very interesting imaginary friend? Or is there really a hanging ghost in this room that he's friends with? Let's hope it's the former.
I haven't.
All right, you guys, let me take this thing off over here. You know, sometimes, you know, we know kids having a very, you know, crazy imagination at times, but we shouldn't just dismiss our kids so easily. Sometimes, you know, we have to be careful, I guess, pick our battles, and, you know, listen to everything the kids say, dismiss what you may want to dismiss, but also don't just dismiss it and be like, you know, you're crazy, kid, right? dismiss it in a way that you could prove to the child that no, this is you're wrong. This is what it is. This is a better way to handle it instead of just dismissing it. Sometimes kids are known to have a more vulnerable sensitivity to the spiritual realm, and they are able to hear, see, and feel certain things up to a certain age. And we shouldn't just dismiss it right away, because could you just imagine what this kid would be going through if he didn't have a great dad like this? I mean, he was yanked and there was a growl. So I do believe this is authentic, and I hope there is a follow-up later on, because I would really like to know what happened after this.
This next video, published by a strangely titled TikTok user known as Stuck in a Fake Reality, is one of the most bizarre videos I've seen in a really long time, and is sure to give you the chills. In the video, the uploader is standing around by their front door, all while we can repeatedly hear a bunch of banging noises that don't seem to be going away anytime soon. While this is happening, you can also hear a woman's voice from the door, asking the uploader to let her in. Have a listen.
Gabe? Gabe? It's your mom. You should come out. You've been there for so long. Gabe? Come out.
Could be a scream. Is it possible that maybe the door sounded like this?
Gabe? Gabe, it's your mother. You should come out.
Then what's your name then?
What's extremely creepy about this is the fact that this woman's voice is allegedly identical to the uploader's mom's. But that's just it. That's not their mom. As soon as the uploader gets close to the door, strange screaming noises can be heard coming from the other side, prompting many commenters to believe that perhaps this TikTok user is dealing with a skinwalker. What do you think is going on here? Is this actually a skinwalker? Or could this possibly be something much less sinister?
All right, first of all, I thought it was like a, more older person holding the camera. It does sound like a kid. I don't know what to make of it with this piece of clip, with what we got. It doesn't seem like there's much that we could go off of. But I've seen plenty of videos where people just jump right into the conclusion of the worst case scenario possible. Skinwalker. There are also many types of entities out there that could mimic voices and to throw your guard off, so you could not be so on the defense. We got doppelgangers. There are. I can't off the top of my head start naming every demon out there that could do certain things, but to jump to the point of a cryptid, of a skinwalker. To me, I think skinwalker would fall into the category of a cryptid, just because skinwalkers are known to be a somewhat entity and or person that could change into different animals, things, or stuff like this. They do have certain abilities. But to jump to that conclusion, no. I don't know. I don't know what to make of this. It's just too short of a video. We're not really seeing much. And, who's not to say that all of this is just, them trying to make a TikTok.
These next 3 videos are all coming from a TikTok user named Skateboard Chris, who seems to be going through quite the ordeal with the paranormal. Each video documents some truly scary things, so let's dive right into the first clip. At the start of the first video, he explains that a day before, he and his cousin pulled out a Ouija board and started messing around with it.
Okay, so out of curiosity, I know everybody, like a cat, our curiosity does get the best of us. But I am warning you guys that a Ouija board is sold as a toy, but depending on the intention of the person, it could potentially be a way of communication with the spirits or within the area. What I mean about within the area, once you open that line of communication, think of it as a door. You're opening a door and you're not sure who's going to come through. So that's what I mean.
Of course, as I'm sure you can imagine, that turned out to be a gigantic mistake. At first, all seems to be okay with Chris, but then things...
That's kind of a cool little... Oh, sorry, wrong side. That seems like a cool little mat for the table.
Start to pick up from there. Listen to the bizarre noises that soon follow whenever Chris sets up his camera to record.
I heard it, but I didn't see it. I still hear it. You can hear that, can't you? I can. Sound like tapping.
Could it be an animal? Just I live in New York. I hear rodents, rats, creating this. They're trying to scratch something or trying to get to something, and they're actually, rodents. Was that a voice?
Everybody's like, oh, it's the hutch. It's the hutch.
There is something hanging off that.
Something that's also quite interesting to note is that one commenter wrote that he heard the words "get out" about 8 seconds after Chris said that he heard tapping noises. Listen closely.
I heard it too.
And obviously, a tripod falls over all by itself at some point. In the second video, Chris explains that he was moseying around the kitchen because he couldn't get to sleep, so he decided that he would clean some dishes so he could have something to do. But as he's about to find out, he can't even seem to do that in peace.
It's like the second time tonight.
No. You flinched, but it seems like there was a cut in the video. It seems like it was muted
Like
and
the
then a cut.
time tonight.
I'm trying to catch when the water starts going. It seems like the water's going there. I don't know, you guys. This seems like there was a bit of editing. The knob doesn't move at all.
He also explains that a little bit before this happened, he also heard the shower in his house running downstairs for an unspecified amount of time. Whatever this ghost is, it definitely seems to like water for some odd reason. The third and final video that we'll be looking at today from Skateboard Chris was seemingly filmed very late at night. At the start of the footage, we can see Chris talking to his dogs. He said he had the camera up because he was going to do a live stream, but ultimately decided not to as he was too tired. However, it's not too long later in which something very bizarre happens.
That's interesting. That's interesting. I'm just questioning whether or not is that doable. Wow. I don't know. I don't know. Could it be, you know, let's just go along with the fact that let's try and debunk this as far as make, you know, doable. Obviously if he has certain, you know, I guess strings tied up to the point where the chair would go up to a certain point and it'll just stop. Fine, but it goes more up. That is the point where it's getting to me. Like, you know, he could have, you know, he is directly opposite of this thing, of the chair. He could have been pulling and it'll stop at a certain point due to a string being attached, but it goes more. That's the part where it's getting to me. See, it stops there. Then it goes all the way back. That's crazy.
The rest of the footage shows Chris trying to figure out what to do, obviously quite scared and worried. To this day, it's unclear as to what exactly Chris is dealing with, but it definitely seems quite serious. Was this really all the result of him and his cousin playing around with that Ouija board? If so, Chris is probably going to regret that decision for the rest of his life.
I mean, let's not, you know, over exaggerate. Yes, this is possible, you guys. If you play with a Ouija board, you are inviting anything to come in, and if you don't close the door properly, then you're basically just laid out a welcome mats for whoever, whatever. And there's been many instances that this is what's going on here is absolutely what is possible that could happen if you play with a Ouija board. Most likely these guys didn't, don't know how to use the Ouija board properly. They just, thought it was a toy. Let's have some fun. And this is what's going on. This is absolutely plausible. Now, I was calling, there's just red flags going off, and I was calling, cap on this. But that chair, when it went up a second time, that's where it was like, wow, how is that possible? And I still can't figure it out. Maybe after the video, I'll just sit down in a corner and just think about it.
This next video comes to us from a Reddit user who in this video is simply walking around outside in Picket Post, Arizona, together with their dad and sister, trying to enjoy their day and get some fresh air when they accidentally captured something genuinely terrifying on camera. The video was captured on January 22nd. What initially starts out as a normal walk around in nature quickly turns into something rather unnerving as it becomes clear that this Reddit user may not be so alone out in this area. Take a look.
That's a UFO.
It's not a UFO.
That's a UFO.
Yeah, okay. Have it come pick us up then.
It's not a UFO.
That's a UFO.
Dropping flares or some shit?
Look at
Oh shit!
It's gone!
Oh!
It may be hard to see, but if you look just close enough, you should be able to make out what appears to be some sort of strange UFO-type object floating around up in the sky above. In fact, if you stabilize the footage, it would appear that there are actually two of them. The Reddit user provided the following description of the event. Quote, "My sister, dad and I were out hiking near Picket Post when one of us noticed something glimmering near the mountain, so we stopped to look at it. All I could really make out is that it was a small bright dot in the sky. It then dropped two flare-looking things, though my sister swears she counted at least 3, and then it instantly sped off. Up until that point, I thought it might have been a helicopter or a drone, as there's a lot of military/Air Force base stuff out here, but there's no effing way anything can accelerate that fast." End quote. Of course, as with any video such as this one, nobody can be 100% certain about what this is, but it is definitely something that shouldn't be outright brushed off without any further investigation. What could these weird floating objects possibly be if not something alien? Is there a perfectly mundane explanation to it? Let me know your theories in the comments below.
So that's a very interesting one. I actually like it very much. You know what? We should try and get we actually do have a podcast on the Shadow Files with Lala Bright, who's a abductee, and with her partner, boyfriend, or possibly husband. Not, he's a former federal government agent. We don't know from what department. That was on the hush hush, but it was a very interesting. What I was gonna say is that it would have been nice to talk to an expert to get their advice on that piece of footage, because honestly, it seemed pretty legit. I mean, I've seen plenty of videos where you're like, that's edited in there. But, everything seems so smooth that it could possibly be one of the best movement of a UFO captured on video.
A TikTok user named Foul Midden Outdoors posted a video to his account on November 6th, 2023, in which he is seen sitting in the middle of a forest and talking to the camera about a strange noise that he is hearing. He says that he was out in the forest in order to hunt some deer to provide some food for his family. All was going quite well until he heard the noise in question, which freaked him out quite a bit, and for good reason. Have a listen.
Hey guys. Well, I'm about a mile from the gifting rock right now. It's starting to get dusk. It's about 35 degrees out. And I want you to listen to what I'm listening to out here. I want you to hear this. I'm going to turn the camera around so you can hear a little better. Just a minute.
Notice with all of these different videos of sounds, and they're going to claim there's going to be Bigfoot, they all sound very freaking similar. They all sound similar.
Like I said, I'm quite a long ways away from the gifting rock. So why are we hearing that out here? A mile away.
A lot of people in the comments seem to think that this is the horrifying noise of Bigfoot screaming. Sadly, we never once get to see exactly what is making that terrifyingly shrill sound, but it definitely doesn't sound like any human or animal we know. So what do you guys think? Is it possible that this guy was in the forest with Bigfoot himself? If that's the case, why was Bigfoot making such a horrible noise? Was he in pain or was something else going on? Be sure to let me know all of your theories in the comments below.
Alright, you guys, we reached number 30, and I knew they were gonna mention Bigfoot for this video because, you know, again, there's just a lot of, you know, similarities to the noises. You know, when you hear noises out in the forest and stuff like this, it's usually, you know, aimed towards a Bigfoot, Yowie, Sasquatch, you know, any of these creatures. But from what I know, those are warning signs to, you know, announce that someone is within their environment. I was told by Ray Doherty that, you know, if you live within the woods, forest, jungle, you get to, you know, like it's like in their like their nature, just like how we see, hear, feel, you know, our senses are heightened. So we know what a normal sound would sound like within our environment. But just like, you know, let's use the example, if you are in your room, you could hear anything going on all around you, but it's normal to you. But the second you hear like a little like sound, then you're like, what was that? Right? So that's exactly what I'm implying. That's probably a warning sign, letting others know that there is someone within their environment. It is not, you know, it's not a, how can I word this out correctly? It is not a threat. Sound is more like a warning. You know, the two main differences there. You know, obviously this guy is out there hunting. You see his weapon right next to him, you know, the bow, you know, so it's basically a warning. I'm not sure, you know, I'm not going to say 100%, but I don't think the guy's in danger. Although he shouldn't stick around too much because, you know, just like any animal out and about, you know, if they feel threatened, they would, you know, obviously protect themselves. But you guys, it is number 30. So if you guys are enjoying yourselves, please do what you do when you like a channel. Hit that like, share, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you guys on the next. Peace.